I think I was gonna, like, I don't think I realized what it meant to me then that I do now, right? Like, so when I think back to it, I think about, you know, how I made so many great friends, about how I actually learned a lot about being a Filipino, or Filipina. And, but at the time, I mean, I wasn't sitting there going, oh, I'm learning such great things right now, and it's so awesome. You just kind of go through the motions. But when I think back now, I think, like, I would not know anything about our history if it wasn't for FSA. I would know nothing about, like, our Independence Day and the whole story behind Cultural Night, and nothing. So I think for me, it was actually huge learning on what it means to be a Filipino and our history. But the whole friend thing, like, I think, I mean, I see you guys, I haven't seen you in forever, and it's just, I don't know, it's like this comfort feeling of knowing that you've got a family or just people that you'll have forever in your lives.
See, the thing that was, and it goes back to like why you joined, right? You were looking for a Filipino Students Association, but you didn't really know what that meant, right? Because for most of us, you know, other than guys like Aldo, most of us grew up in Calgary, grew up in Canada, right? All of our friends, their parents were Filipino, but we weren't necessarily Filipino. Like, you could understand Tagalog, but you know, you didn't really. Yeah, you didn't. You know, you weren't really immersed in the culture in that way. So, so a lot of, and that's kind of the funny thing too, is a lot of the members back then were exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that there was this club set up that was going to teach us all this stuff. Yeah. It was all, we were going to try and see what we could figure out together, and that's kind of what made us sort of bond, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know what I'm doing either. What do you guys think? You know, we should do some Filipino dances. Do you know any? You know, we should sing some Filipino songs. Do you know any?
For me, it was, like I said in my write-up there, all that stuff was great and stuff. But I did, at the beginning there, I noticed, because like I was here for maybe 2 years when I was in university, and as soon as there was a Filipino club, I figured we'd have like 100, 200 members or something, because there's so many Filipinos in university. But then I was seeing this kind of like, oh, it's not cool to be part of the Filipino club, you know, that kind of thing. And I was kind of disappointed a little bit by that. And I think it's nice to see, I always ask all the younger people I know, like Omar and them, how the club is now, because I was, my one big hope for the club was to break down all those kind of bad connotations of being in a Filipino club. And I think there was a lot of that back then for us, because it was the first club.
Yeah.
You know, and when you talk about, oh, I'm doing some cultural dances, and they all just kind of, yeah. What do you mean you're doing cultural dances?
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Yeah. So I think it's cool. Like, the first days, we were kind of like, I felt like I mean, the word clique was always mentioned. I remember that all the time. And maybe we were a clique, but we stuck to what we had, what we knew, and then eventually people figured it out and said, we're not trying to segregate anybody or alienate anybody, and we want everybody to just enjoy this thing. So I thought that was really cool.